Alright. Wait, what just happened?
Elaine just gifted 10 tier 3 subs and said, see you tomorrow.
Wait, who did the what? Oh my gosh.
I love it. See you tomorrow.
Hello, yes, sorry, instant distraction. We were also watching Mathulu stream. Mathulu's playing Portal 2 for the first time. Mathulu's been doing a subathon for the last 10 days, and there was an hour left on the clock, and somebody just last minute bumped the clock up to almost 5 hours. So that's a giant leap. Amazing.
I just love, see you tomorrow.
The never-ending daily long streams. Amazing. Anyway. Let's see. So this is day 2 of Gunpoint. What were we doing? Ah, yes. Okay. This is our corporate espionage. Let's join our corporate espionage. Oh, we have a... We have enough money to get another thing. We'll maybe buy this prank spasm. Okay, ya ought to know where you're going. But I'll say it anyway. TX Fabrication, Lyle Street. Steel Rook's prototype. That's it. That's the whole dialogue. As in life, anyone in a black suit is a professional. Professionals will shoot even at gunpoint. Professionals will shoot even if at gunpoint. Oh, okay. They can also see in the dark. Why not? So we can go in here. I guess if we go in here, we can go down to here so we can toggle buttons. I think that's what I have to do. And this is the guy who I think always wants everyone killed. Like, if I'm seen by anyone, they gotta be murdered. Ah! Okay, he noticed the door opening. Can that door cause this door to open? Why? Why are you facing this way and not that way anymore? Ah! What? There we go. Alright, so now we have access to stars. So that's where the laptop is. We need the laptop. Let's see. So wait, do I need a guard to open it? Oh. I see. Let's see, okay. So we need to get on the other side. We can't turn off these lights. Well, we can turn off this light, I suppose. I need you to not be facing there. Oh my god, there's glass there. Alright, we're in. Okay. So what I want that to open. When I get down there, I want that to open. And then I want to be able to shut it. Agent 4, knocked unconscious when one of my techs wired the front door to open his face. Open in his face. Agent 5, fell down a 6-story shaft on our drop shop testing ground. Agent 6, shot. We just shot him, Fritz. Agent 7, gate crasher test subject kicked a door into him. You get it yet? I've known Melanie Rook longer than you, so I hope you'll take some advice. If you think you know her next move, you're looking at the wrong game. Boom. Perfect. You get it? Yep. Fucking fantastico. Get off at Central. Switch bags with the guy in the far bench. The cash is in his. Alright. Now we've got Rook or the anonymous Collins case. I think the anonymous case first. Let's go ahead and put a point in. Like, we're gonna save up for long shot. I don't think I need these other two.
Thanks for responding. The case I'm interested in is one you might have heard of. The victim's name was Selena Delgado, an employee of the Rook Firearms Company.
Yes, I'm familiar with it.
The security camera footage from the murder scene was wiped, and Delgado's colleague, Kate Collins, was charged with the murder. But I don't think she did it, and I'd like your help to prove that.
Don't make me guess. Why do you care?
I'm the chief of police.
Wait, you're hiring me to investigate your own incompetence? Cool.
No, it's the department's. I was transferred here to do something about the town's atrocious record for corruption. And every other police chief who's been given the task has vanished or died in a freak gun accident. I'm not them. I intend to do some actual good here, And to do that, I need to stay alive. So when it gets hard to tell where my men are being lazy, stupid, or actually corrupt, it seems wiser not to ask them directly. That's why I need you.
What's the plan?
Every off-site backup of that security camera feed was wiped that night, but the camera itself wasn't. Not everyone knows it, but the older models Rook uses keep a local backup on the camera itself. I want you to go to the crime scene and get the camera's memory card.
And that would show you whoever was caught on camera there that night?
Hopefully, yes. If it's blank, we keep digging.
So, where am I headed?
Wedgwood Road, the Rook's office. Just get to the camera on the 3rd floor. It should be easy to get the card out of it. The data will be strongly encrypted, but I can decode it if you can get it to me.
This place looks familiar. Although it looks like it has beefier security than I remember. I don't think I see a laptop. I mean, so we just had the one guard. So... Okay. So that door's open. Can we go up here? Yes. Why did you look this way? Ah, you're the worst. Look somewhere else. I did not want you to look this way. Where's green? I don't even see a blue thing. I don't think I have access to blue. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, actually, you know what? I can just... There we go. Stick around. I know the figures look bad, and I know they're getting worse. There's a gun ban on, and we're a gun company. We can't avoid the cutbacks. But bear with me. I can't talk about it yet, but even internally, I have something in the pipeline that can more than save us, and might even run Intex out of town. I'm sure by now you're getting headhunted. I'd be trying to poach you if I worked for anyone else. I'll understand if you take an offer if you get an offer you have to take. Just don't think Rook is dead yet. Is a dead end. Your position's not in any danger. By the way, if Mark's still there, let him know I'll be late tonight. His mobile is off. Oh no. The client did not want us to punch the heck out of the guard. We got a C. Oh, I'm sorry, client. You should have been more upfront about not wanting me to beat the crap out of the guard. Did you get the card? Now this is a tricky one. Do we send the data knowing that it'll show us on the tape? I could see this playing out one of two ways. It could play out like, you know what, you are gonna work with the chief of police to try and find the person that actually did this. Or I could see it playing out as I can't believe you took that option where you're not paying attention to how this exposes you. Well, you know what, we'll see what happens, sure. Excellent job. The card's full, but it's only the last few nights. Ah, nice. Alright, so now we can take police missions. Let's take this one. First, let's go ahead and put in our point. We'll get some more jump. We're still short, we need 900. We caught a break. One of the data sec facilities the murderer broke into that night had a security camera. Unfortunately, I can't get a warrant for the footage without letting my men know I've reopened the case, so I need you to go for it for me. You think the guy who wiped the footage didn't wipe the footage of him wiping the footage? He may not be a clever man. Guy in a coat. That's the description of us. Excellent. Just get it to the terminal at the main server on the ground floor. The data will probably be encrypted again, so just copy it and send it to me when you get out. Alright. So we got... Where's the laptop? What? That's rude. This guard, on its route, walks and shoots me if I wait here, so I have to move forward. That was just so rude. Okay. So we have a laptop down here. Looks like that's the only one. Let's see. So we need star power to open that. Where do we get star power from? We get star power from here. How do we get there? Well, that guy's watching it. We would need star power to do like anything, so... Okay, so we need blue power. Blue power is here. So we need green power. Okay, so this person is walking back and forth. Can trigger... that? Well, I mean this, but that's not what I want. There we go. Alright, so now that we have green power, we can go down here, which is good. Get this, yes. Sound detectors. Oh. Where are sound detectors? That must be what that is. Interesting. Alright, now we have blue power. So blue power lets us... Well, blue power... Let's just turn this off. I'm gonna get in here, though. This didn't entirely do what I was expecting it to do. Alright. I'm in here. Okay, and now we need star power. Okay, so we can turn off this light with this. Or with this, rather. that. Oh, that's the sound thing. Okay, well that's not helpful. How do I get this person to turn around? Whoopsies. There we go. Now we've got the power. We needed that power. So we can leave this whole room and then just go enable that. Oh, wait. Is that a laptop? No. Just that. So we can just switch with that guy again. That's fine. And then we can press that button. I was too slow. Ty, do you know if the feeds from the Rook office across the street get backed up here? Do you have admin rights? If so, you, might want to check the footage from the 15th. It's that night I stayed late. On my way to the car, I saw a guy making out with some Latina chick on the top floor. Here's the thing. The guy looked exactly like Mark Jackson. I know. That chick didn't turn out to be Anna Kendrick that one time. But just, like, if I'm right, LOL. Use no violence at all on a mission that has guards. GG us. We got a Chivo. Yeah. Thank you. Any luck? Give him the real stuff. Here's what I got. Alright. Here's what I got off the server's real data option. Alright. You don't need to actually say it's the real data. I trust you. We had a real data option and a fake data option. Decrypted, we have actual footage of our killer. It's a guy in a trench coat and a hat. Can't see his face. But there's no way this is Katie Collins. Anyone else we suspect. We can compare their movement signature to this and prove whether or not it's the same person. Good job. It's me! Oh great, now they have a mission for us to break into their own thing. That's definitely not suspicious. Okay. Alright, here's the question. Do I buy my own handgun? Or do I buy the ability to rewire guns? Well, I know which one I want. I want to rewire guns first. But I like that I can buy a handgun. I've discovered evidence that Selena Delgado's post-mortem was altered after Katie Collins was rescued. What I don't know is why. Are my men covering for one of their own? Is it just changing the facts to fit the easiest suspect to convict? What do you want me to do about it? If you can get to the coroner's computer in our HQ, you might be able to find an autosave of the original somewhere. If we can see what the difference is, we might confirm whether this is corruption or just laziness. Can't you, police chief of police, just get it? Ask my predecessor. You can't. He was shot 6 times in the chest shortly after referring one of his officers to internal affairs for a document forgery. Alright, point taken. Do they have a broken window? They just have a broken window over here. Nice. And these look like vents? Hold on, what? Oh, no, these are the electric signs. Okay, I see. Alright, so we go in through here. Going in through here, it gives us the elevator access. Okay. Well, we also have upstairs access. Where do we get blue from? Blue is right here behind the green guard. Where do we get green? Green is right there. Alright. Oh, this gives me stare. I see. I see why I would want to go over there. I don't like that. What? Not enough power to use long shot? How much power do I need? That's rude. And then I'll get tasered. Let's see. I don't know how to get you to move. I guess I kind of know how to get you to move. I can just go down the elevator. That when this opens, you'll come out. Oh, the elevator doesn't go all the way up here. Oh. Well, that's a grim interrogation room thing with the blood smeared on the wall. You're really determined to press that button. Oh. Okay, so I hadn't considered this. You are a problem. 'Cause you're just facing there. Hmm. I don't know why these lights won't turn back on. That's weird. I'm feeling a little stumped on this one. Like, so I got blue. I mean, blue is what we want to get to. But we need green. But to get green, we have to get on the other side of that guard who's facing that door. Dang it, you saw me. I know we were trying to be a pacifist, but we had to punch the heck out of that guy. It was too inconvenient not to punch him. Alright. Now that that's been done, we can really start to do stuff. So you have been in the way. Now we can turn your lights off. And that should be good. That gets you moving. Okay. And now we can rewire this bottom room. So cameras are off. I don't really understand how vault door works, so let's go here. We're just gonna try and swap places with people. What the heck? Excuse me. Wait, why is this? Vault doors automatically close after 3 seconds. Oh. Ooh, that's explaining this issue. Okay. You know, some people think that they saw us, but we don't know that they saw us. Did you find the original obituary? Yep, here it is. Straight from the recycling bin. Oh wow, she was shot 3 times, not 1. And the second 2 shots were point-blank range, seconds after she hit the ground. Whoever killed Selena Delgado, they dropped out of a 3rd-story window to make sure she was dead. We're dealing with a professional operative, or more than 1 shooter. Either way, this suggests Katie Collins is innocent. Yes, but not yet. I need enough to get every dirty cop in this town arrested the moment I go public with this, or I'll disappear under some suspicious circumstances. I can handle that side of it, but I'll get in touch if I find any more about the killer. Thanks anyway. Is it going to turn out that we have a twin brother who also has mega jump pants like we do? Man, we can almost buy the gun. Alright, let's go ahead and take on one of these missions again. The tracker's operational. It's in a building we didn't know belonged to Intex, so if this is real, it could be big. What am I doing here? Get the prototype back so they don't have time to release it's fake, or to realize it's fake, and take anything else in that room that looks interesting. It's likely to be with some of their most sensitive stuff. Got it. Oh my god, we got double buildings. That's really annoying. I'm gonna stop that. Okay, so I mean, we'll need to take the stairs up to get to that. Why doesn't he trigger this? It's very silly. Okay. So what I think we want to do is make this turn off their lights. We want them moving. Do that. Maybe we want that to open that door. Oh. Well. That's him. We haven't gotten this. I thought they were both going back and forth. Dang it. That's not what I meant to do. Fuck, Carl. Don't you get your cock in a knot. We're in East Point because it's the cheapest place to make guns. We moved here after the gun ban because that's the cheapest time to make guns. Your job is to make a lot of guns. Leave Phase 2 to our lobbyists, and leave Rook to me. Smarter men than you have lost small fortunes waiting for her company to die. So, what did you find? I got the fake prototype and something else. Where do you want it? Great work. Same dead drop as last time. I'll have a man there shortly. What? Pay $0. Hold on. What the heck?
Yourself.
Let's try out the resolver. Hold right mouse or left shifto. Draw your gun. Guards won't shoot if they're at gunpoint. If you get close, they'll back off. If you get too close, they'll shoot. Ooh, what the heck? What happens in 15 seconds? If there's a gunshot, police will send backup to block the subway. Oh. I see. Where's restart mission? I want this tasty lore. I didn't mean to restart. While I realize it's my officer's responsibility... Oh my gosh. Hello! Hey, Fruno. Oh my goodness. Welcome on in. How is it going? Good evening, everybody. For those who don't know me, I'm Dwarfwoot. We are playing Gunpoint as part of Indie Game Book Club. Fruno, how was Rain World today? You played for like a decent amount of time, I feel like. I thought I saw the notification of you going live like while I was at work earlier. Like way earlier. Six hours, yeah, that's a healthy amount of Rain World. I feel like that's probably a sign that it's a good game. Are you enjoying Rain World? Like, seriously, seeing, like, Kerr get super into it recently, and then you starting it up, and, like, me watching the very beginning of it, I really want to play it now. Like, I've owned it and the DLC for a while, because I was like, this looks like a game I'd probably eventually want to play. But, like, I really want to play it, like, I'm considering playing Rain World before I get back to La Mulana, even though I really want to play La Mulana. But I also want to wait until, like, you're farther into it, like, I don't know. Sounds very good. It just seems like everyone that's been playing it recently has enjoyed it so much. Ah, we got shot. Let's see, so I was just reading some espionage. So, for those who are not familiar with this game, we're playing Gunpoint today. Gunpoint is like a spy puzzle game, where, like, you have to solve puzzles, in levels through, like, rewiring things. But it's also like a semi-stealth game. You can either be stealthy or you can be very not stealthy. And part of it, you're putting together a big story through like laptop files. So I'm looking at a file right now. But I'm also doing like a test mission. I just unlocked Gun. We didn't have Gun before, but now we have Gun. While I realize it's my officer's responsibility to keep your facility secure, but it's becoming increasingly hard to accept that you've given us all the information we need to protect your company. Are you genuinely, honestly baffled as to why 3 different agents have arrived at your Riley Street facility through your private subway stations and proceeded to hold each of my officers at gunpoint until they escape? And if so, Why do you keep insisting they guard those specific positions, when there's clearly a serious flaw in that setup? This has been an ongoing joke with these, with the levels that happen after you unlock an ability. Is that, like, they're like, oh, why do you keep having guards at these spots that don't matter? And it's like the test level for that ability. Alright, we're gonna buy a gun. We now own gun. Alright, boom. Also, wait a second. I just realized Bjorto's messaging. Isn't Bjorto streaming still? Wait a second. I think I have Bjorto's stream open. Wait a second. I do have Bjorto's stream open.
Is he responding?
I can't. I don't have volume on though because I didn't have it on my phone. Hold on. We gotta fix volume things because I'm 99% sure that Bjorto is literally still live with some Deus Ex. Okay, yes, Bjorto is still playing some Deus Ex. That's very silly. Oh, Bjorto was sitting through credits. That makes sense. Yes, here at Dwarf Stream, for those joining, we are firm believers in streaming while also watching other streams for people in the communities and stuff. So we are oftentimes either watching a Fruno, who we can't watch right now because Fruno's playing game I don't want spoilers for, or watching a Bjorto or a Colette. Alright, so we gotta play this mission. Look at this mission debriefing. Go fuck yourself for $0. What a good mission. Seriously? Throw an effing dick and shove it up your ass, asshole. What a good mission. Gosh. GG. Good mission. Oh, yes. Yeah, a lot of times, in order to have the multi-watching streams work, Torny has them on her computer. We're in the same room. Like, kind of, our desks are kind of side by side. Actually, to be specific. So here is the, here, hello again, Bjorto, who is still streaming. So you can see this is Zagreus. Hello, Zagreus. So my area is over here. Torny's area is over there.
Tilt the camera.
You can tilt the camera if you want to. And then switch that camera. There. So that is Torny's area. Boom. Yes. So yes, we have the side-by-side desk set up with the cats that sleep in between us. It's very cozy. Alright, let's see. Mayfield, the suspect. By the way, the reason we have that mission with the guy who told us to go F ourselves, that is because, we've been playing like a double-crossing agent kind of thing. We've been working for 2 gun companies to, like, espionage each other. And one company just had us, like, steal a thing so they could hide it. And the other company knew that the first company was going to steal it, so they had put, like, a tracking device on it. And then they hired us to go steal it back and steal some other stuff from that company. So, like, yeah, it's very silly. Alright. Let's see what this mission is. This is the chief of police.
I think I've got something.
Oh, I skipped the dialogue. Whoops. Can I go back? How do I abort mission? No.
That was
No.
changed.
No.
Go back.
No. I can't go back. How do I... Okay, let's try that again.
I think I've got something.
What?
That post-mortem you retrieved showed that the Selena was shot again, point blank, with the same weapon, right after hitting the ground, which suggests that our killer threw themselves out of a third-story window just to make sure she was dead. People who throw themselves out of third-story windows aren't all bad. That means he had tech. I'm guessing a drop-shot trench coat. But who knows what else? So I tracked some shipments from TX Fabrications. Who makes that stuff? And it turned up an address right across the street from the crime scene.
Oh shit, that was the first thing.
Yes, and the first that was the first case. Also, yeah, we had literally just bought one of those trench coats. Like, we're not the ones who did the murder that's in question. But we did happen to buy that exact same stuff, and we, like, have very similar characteristics to that person.
Oh yeah? I want you to check it out. Look for any evidence of what kit this guy might have. Anything else suspicious? Up for it?
Sure. We're literally about to go investigate our own house. Yeah, this... Oh, we just got murdered while I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so this is us right here. So... This is where where the first level took place, although it got more complex from this. We, like, saw that our apartment is one of these houses. I think it was this. This is our apartment, I believe.
Yeah, did we jump
This
out
one?
the window and the guy was like, did you just see someone jump out of the window?
Yeah, there was some commentary on it. So... Which, you know, is probably done so that you, like, pay attention to that fact, so it's funny when it happens, when they loop back on it. So kind of how this game works. This game, so we're in, like, rewiring mode right now, which is, like, one of the main mechanics of the game. So, there's different grids, and we can rewire things of like, that grid to itself. So there's, like, the red square grid. So red square things can go to other red square things. In order to access the other grids, we have to find their, like, main line, which is one of these little, like, rods. So, like, to use green circles, we have to go get the green circle one, which is over here. So to use stars, we have to do the star one, which is over here. I think the blue diamonds is probably up here. No, we might not have the ability to rewire blue diamonds in this level. I don't see one for the little blue diamonds. So we won't be able to rewire those. So those we have to make use of, like, however they are in the level. But when we're rewiring things, so, like, this little boy right here, this is a light switch button. So the light switch we can like tie to anything to instantly be able to toggle that thing as we want it, which is very convenient. Light switches are good. But there is some other stuff like this thing. This is a motion detector, and so the motion detector I can rewire to something in order to get this guard that's walking back and forth to toggle it. There's an alarm. I think we want this guard to open this door for us. There we go. Because now we can go through this door, and we can use that light switch to go do anything else we want. Oh! They can just see us there. Well then. That's unfortunate. We want that guy to not be able to see us. Okay, we're gonna have the same issue with this guy though. That guy can see us. So let's go ahead and just do that. Let's remove that. We just stole our own receipt for our pants. Nice. There. So I just wired all those together so that we opened one door and that caused all the doors to open. It doesn't look like there's anything in any of those rooms, but like, you know, now we can go in them. What if there is something in the rooms? Well, that's interesting. The other apartments are boarded up, like they don't have windows that we can use. So we can only get into them through the elevator, but the elevator isn't accessible on our floor. So we have to use a blue diamond thing to get here. But I'm pretty sure we established we don't have control of blue diamonds, so we must have to reinvestigate our apartment later in the game. But the apartments around us, because they clearly aren't giving us the ability to actually investigate the other rooms of the apartment complex right now. But they're like kind of implying that they're like there's no reason to have done that unless there's going to be something in them, right? Very suspicious. Alright. So, another thing in levels we usually need is a laptop. It's not like a requirement to get the laptop, but the laptop is like bonus information and very collectible. So I assume there's a laptop in this level, but I'm not seeing it. Is it in this first building? Aha, this is the laptop. So to get to the laptop, we need to go up these stairs, it looks like, or we could break through the window. Breaking through the window might be worth it. We get a bonus for, like, not making any sound, so, like, and breaking things is, like, frowned upon, so if there's a way to do it without breaking stuff, that's good, but I don't actually see that, because even, like, if we could get into this area, we could do something, but we can't get into this area without breaking a window. I think that's still a window. Oh! You saw us. You got me. Let's see. From Selena Delgado. Personal. To Mark Jackson. Personal. Subject. Blurg. Melanie knew you were here yesterday. Hopefully she thinks it's just business. But, I hate doing this to her. I don't think she knows anything. But then, I wouldn't. She's about 8 times smarter than me. Whatever it was you want to talk about tonight, I hope it has to do with you manning the heck up and telling her. Alright, so this is our post-level screen. So if you do, like, you get different ratings based on, like, how you do in them. So, like, we did 0 violence, so we are gentlemen. A lot of times, we do a lot of violence, and then we are called psychopath. One person saw me at the, like, near the end of that, which... it's a little unfortunate, but I wasn't sure how to get around, so I just let it happen. If nobody saw you, then you get Ghost, which is usually good. Yeah, this ninja is whether or not you make noise. We have an ability that lets us break glass without making noise, like a few times, which is how we broke glass without making noise, that level. And then time is just... if you do, like, underneath a certain amount, you get, like, super speedy or something. Otherwise, like, if you're max time, you get thoughtful. We're usually thoughtful. I don't tend to be very speedy. Did you find anything? Yes, packaging for Bullfrog projectile trousers. That's interesting. It proves he's an agent, but to be honest, that's a pretty novice kit. A pro like ours wouldn't just be getting around to trying out the springy legs gadget. Let me keep digging and I'll get back to you. I've got something big. I think we can close this case tonight. Drop me a line and I'll tell you what I can. Anything good in the shop we get? We can buy more batteries. We can buy like falling silently. I kind of want kick down doors. It's really expensive, but I want it. A source I trust has tipped me off to a recording of everything that happened in Rook's office the night of Delgado's murder. It's from a second camera, one that was backed up to a secure datasec facility without the killer knowing. I need you to break into datasec and get me that recording. Why do you believe them? I can't tell you that. Who's the source? I can't tell you that. Where's the second camera? I can't tell you that. Right, I'll just check it out then. Alright, so this level has trapdoors. Trapdoors are a little annoying. They're like on timers. So we're gonna have to wire the trapdoors to this person who's walking back and forth, which is gonna be very obnoxious. I'll do that, so now this person walking back and forth will keep triggering the trapdoor. Oh, hello, Related Web. Thank you for the follow. I know that this game is not, like, the most interesting game to watch, but, I see you're a bot. Wonderful. Hello, battery. Thank you. I keep meaning to ban. I know that like a lot of people ban that website or whatever. Like just do like a word ban for it. And I keep meaning to do it. And I've yet to get around to actually doing it. Maybe one of these days I'll remember. It would certainly like save a lot of time. I was here, and then here again from Fruno. It is the way of following the streams. Let's see. So there's a laptop here. Our main information's here. Usually I kind of focus on the laptops because those are typically harder to get to than your main thing, so... We need to open this, so we need triangle power. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing something about this, because it seems like I could just fall down here and then instantly go get the two things I want. But I don't think it can be that easy. Oh wait, hold on. Is the problem... If I go straight for triangle... then I think we might get locked out of green. Because if we go through this, it locks that door. Well, but then we can just go through the other door. I mean, I could just go through green? Yeah, this security camera's not activated, I think. Alright, we're just gonna wing it. Let's see what happens. You know, you gonna shoot me? There we go. I meant to, Oh, shoot me. Shoot me. I didn't back up far enough. Oh, great. You didn't shoot me. Alright, now that we got both of these, we could go get this stuff. So, let's, okay, so we just need to trigger that to you. So then we'll go through this, which will make the elevator go up to there, which triggers this. trap door to open. Yep. Oh my gosh, Fruno. GG. Fruno has fixed the, I didn't realize that that anyone could just do that. That's very convenient. Thank you. Fruno has solved the great problem. The great spam problem. Oh my gosh, we've done hacking. We're in. Alright. So now we need to open this door, which... I mean, we could just open with this, so... Alright, so we just need sound to play again. Oh yeah, there isn't. That's why, like, that's why I've seen... I mean, it could have been you, for all I remember. I'm very bad at remembering who did things. But I've seen it mentioned before that literally just blocking that term instantly solves the problem. Because, like, it's literally just, like, shilling that one scam thing that nobody who's not part of the scam thing would be mentioning. Alright. From Ty to Jason. Subject, the setup. Alright, I'm lost now. What do East Point Police want to store something on this server in particular? Why do East Point Police? And what is it? If it was just a feed, we wouldn't just... If it was a feed, wouldn't we just receive a stream like usual? P.S. No, I'm not stealing footage of people making out for you. Oh, where, yeah. Hold on, I gotta redo that. So we need this to go to here now. Alright. Oh my gosh, we got perfect gentlemen. What was it? We've gotten like a complete a mission that has guards without something. We've gotten a couple of there's like a couple of achievements we've gotten for completing missions without hurting the guards. But I think there's like different other things with it, so maybe that one was also not making noise? I don't know. Thanks, I have everything I need. For what? The file on that terminal is random garbage. I put it there myself. I just needed to get you on the camera so I could compare it to the footage from the break-in at DataSec. The movement signatures are a match. You killed Selena Delgado. I didn't, but I was there and I think I know who it did. Or, should we say, good luck proving with that evidence. This ought to be good. Who did it? Ooh. Who do we think did it? So we've been collecting it, like, that stuff. Hey, Bucky. It's going alright. We are playing some Gunpoint as part of Indie Game Book Club. I might be almost done with Gunpoint. I'm actually not sure. I can't tell. I mean, I don't think so. I think there's more investigation stuff that I already have seen I'm gonna do, like... But the story feels like it's concluding, so we'll see. How are you doing today? I can't remember. I feel like it's early in the morning for you, if I remember correctly. I might not be remembering correctly, but either way, how are you doing? Nice try. I don't know why you did it, but I'm not going to stop until I have something I can use in court. I hope you have a good lawyer. I did wipe the datasync footage because I was at sea, but I didn't kill her. Nice. What is Indie Game Book Club? I was just about to do that. Torny beat me to it. I've been snailed. But yeah, Indie Game Book Club is a like a little video game book club where every month we're playing a different, like, generally lesser known indie game that's under $10 and is estimated to be like under 10 hours. So it's been pretty fun. Kind of the idea is like, you know, there's a lot of games that people see and are like, oh, I kind of want to play that one day maybe. But it always gets put on the backlog. Like, there's always other stuff and whatnot. So this is kind of like a good excuse to kind of branch out and play other games you may not have gotten to ever that have, like, been there. It's been pretty fun. There's definitely a lot of games that I've played that I wouldn't have otherwise. I mean, at Gunpoint, it turned out that I had owned Gunpoint. Like, this got voted to be the game for this month, and I've owned this game for like 2 years and never played it. So it's just, I don't know, it's very nice to have like some sort of a structured reason to play some random games for a bit. Tempted to say that promotion would be a good auto-monitor. See, I don't know, maybe, but I think there's a lot of context you could say promotion. Like, I'm trying to get a promotion at work. Like I would just rather not err. Like, for auto mod, like in anything that I have control over auto mods on anyway, like, I would just rather not have auto mod stop something that I think is fine 90% of the time. Yeah, Doge hype is literally never going to be used if it's not part of a scam thing. Like, have you ever seen someone mention it when it's not part of a scam thing? I don't think so. Yeah, really just logged in at work. I hope your day at work goes well. My day at work was very hectic, like super duper hectic. Like in pharmacy, Mondays can already be kind of busy because like a lot of things can add up over the weekends, like people requesting things from the doctor's office over the weekend that's closed. So then a lot of that stuff comes in on Mondays. But Mondays near the beginning of months too is like extra busy because a lot of people get like various payment benefits and things at the beginning of months and whatnot. So a lot of people like put off getting their refills of stuff until the beginning. So a lot of times, like the first Monday of every month, or second Monday sometimes, but Monday's the beginning. We usually have like way more prescriptions that we process than normal. Today was one of those days. Let's see. Very nice concept for both the players and the devs. Yeah, I think you should. I mean, I think everyone should. I think that the Indie Game Book Club is a fantastic idea, and I'm so glad that Alice and 8-Bit decided to start it up. We do try and get together late in the month and like do a voice chat about it, but if you are unable to make that or you don't want to make that or anything, you don't have to. There's also like a thread that the game chat is in on the server, so like a lot of times I can't make them because my schedule is really weird. Like I work every weekend, and it's usually on a weekend. So because of stuff like that, a lot of times I just like put my thoughts of a game into the thread, and then like people who put their thoughts into it, we kind of like read them during the discussion time. You know, I think most people are familiar with the idea of how a book club works, so same idea, just fun little short games. Except for when we accidentally pick games that we don't realize are huge, like like Environmental Station Alpha was a game. And I don't know if you're familiar with Environmental Station Alpha, but like a lot of things talk about it being a short game if you're going for the basic game. And it kind of is, but if you're going for the full game, that game is huge. Gotta earn bready some way, it's true. Oh, your Monday was a disaster, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm hoping... I think Tuesdays are usually chill. I mean, granted, I have Tuesdays off of work, so that's usually always chill for me. But, hoping they're, chill for you, too. It was a fun ride. Oh, it was a fun ride, don't get me wrong. ESA was great, and I'm very glad that... I mean, that's another thing. ESA was a game that I saw recommended to me on Steam, and I didn't get it because I saw mixed things about it, and I just wasn't sure. And so I got it and played it because of Indie Game Book Club, and it's one of the best games I'd played in a while, and that game's been out for forever.
It's by Hempuli.
Yeah, and I never even realized it was by Hempuli, so like that, I don't know, that was just so cool.
You enjoyed Baba Is You.
Yes, I am a very big Baba Is You fan. Matter of fact, I played a bunch of Hempuli stuff recently. I, like, sometimes when I'm not if I want to, like, play some games, but I'm not in the mood to stream, I'll play, like, random things off of itch.io, and, I forgot that Hempuli has, like, a bunch of random games that he's uploaded there over the years, like, small games, so I was playing a bunch of those recently. I played, Extreme, Baba Is You Extreme. That is quite the game. That's true, we got the cur list. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, for as far as the Indie Game Book Club goes, you are not obligated to play through games, even whatsoever. Like, if you play them for a couple of hours and you form an opinion, you know, that's fine. And now I have to complete the cycle and play Noita. Eventually I'll play Noita, I promise. It's probably gonna be not anytime soon though, because I think I might play Rain World before I go back to La Mulana, and then I'll probably go to La Mulana. And then after that, I don't know. I really want to finish La Mulana. But I also am really thinking about playing Rain World soon. Alright, shop. Gotta wait. I want that. Alright, let's see what this mission is. I have the recording you've been looking for. It's from a phone call in which Jackson threatens to kill Selena if she talks. It would be enough to get Katie Collins released and my husband arrested. Would? I can't give it to the police. I didn't obtain it legally, so it's inadmissible. That's why I need you. I want you to copy it into the police servers and leave a security hole for the press to find there. Does that actually work? I don't know. It's never been done before. But the East Point police would probably rather claim they were sitting on vital evidence than admit that they don't know how it even got there. So you're okay with your husband getting arrested? He's gone dark. I can't believe he did it, and I don't know if he'll go down for it. But he put Collins in the situation, so he could damn well take the fallout. What does the evidence say, exactly? Jackson, I mean it. If you say one word about this anywhere, you'll be dead before you leave the building. Yeah, probably not a great thing to say the night someone's killed. Have you told Collins? No, and I'd appreciate if you didn't either. She has trouble coping with the guilt if I bring her a coffee. I don't want her to know I'm risking my career for her. The terminal you need to plant it on is in the first floor of the evidence warehouse on Union. I'm sending you a script that'll make it vulnerable. Once it's active, I'll tip it off a journalist friend. And La Mulana. So, I don't think I'm going to play La Mulana 2 when I'm done with La Mulana 1. I'm definitely probably going to take a pretty large break before I get to 2. Considering the fact I've needed some big breaks just in the middle of 1. I think 2 I'm gonna space out by a few months. Play a few other games that get recommended. Alright, let's see here. So we have... So that's an objective. Where's the laptop here? Oh, there's the laptop. Oh, is there only one entrance? Okay, there's 2 entrances. There's the glass entrance right here. And there's security camera entrance. You can disconnect a device by clicking on it. You can also undo the last change by pressing U. Oh. Wish I'd known that forever ago. Okay, we're just gonna be above this guard so he can't accidentally see us. Okay, we need... There's like a little duck head right there. Okay, we need to go... Let me get in there. That guard is not moving though. Yeah, I want to shut that guard out there. So we're gonna follow this guard one more time. Well, this is awkward. Okay, we're just gonna knock you unconscious. Alright, well, you know what? This is not gonna be a perfect run, because we're just gonna punch the guards a tiny bit. A little bit of guard punching. Okay, so we're gonna take that elevator, so we need to go down there. Let's unlink the alarm. This gives us star power, which lets us open that door. Dang it, that guard looked over here. I was worried about that. Let's go back downstairs. Let's... do a button... There's an alarm. Yeah, this is a very interesting game. I know it, like, at least I don't think it probably looks that interesting, because a lot of this is, like, me just in this mode, looking at things, trying to, like, think about how to connect things. Like the way this game works, you rewire things when you're in this mode, and you rewire things like red square goes to red square, and you start off with red square, and then for all the other things that are like on different power lines, so to speak, you have to gain access to them by finding the little access points. So we got like star power by getting this access point here. So it's kind of interesting. It's a lot of puzzles you kind of work backwards. Like, you figure out whatever your goal is and what thing leads to that. Like, you know, if our goal is here, this like desk, then we know we're gonna need to get blue, and blue is right here. So then to get to here, we have to go to elevator. So it's just like, it's a very simple to work through puzzles usually. The one thing that kind of throws them off is a bit of the action bits. So like, the different types of security cards, like this one's very sensitive, so he wasn't facing this way to begin with, but when the elevator went off, he turned around to face the elevator. So now we have an issue because we can't let him see us. Especially him. He's an enforcer, and enforcers can't be just punched once to be knocked down. So we can point a gun at him, though. He will not like that. I don't really want to shoot him, though. Let's go this to turn off that light. Alright. So now he's going to be on the move, which gives us an opportunity to go up there and gain that power. A kind of weird thing is they won't look into elevators, so even though we're right here next to them, they won't see us. Alright. So now we can mess with all the blue diamond ones, because we just got blue diamond power. Let's see. So now, if we go through a security camera, it will open that door, which we want. I really wish there was a way to get rid of this guard, though. I don't want the guard here. Alright, I think I have an idea. Nope, what did I do? Well, the idea was not that. Okay, it turns out I moved my hand on the keyboard, so nothing was working right. Well, there was a laptop downstairs we completely missed. We gotta go get that laptop in a second. Oh, why did I follow the guard over here? I am a fool. That's okay. That's fine. I definitely didn't forget to unlink that either. Alright. From Lieutenant Detective David Carrillo to Detective Saul Goodall. Subject, your theory. So I'm a jury. The defendant has no alibi, lives alone, and had access to all the security footage that was mysteriously erased for the night of the crime. And a reputable business owner will testify that she was the last person left alone with the victim. How much do I care that she did it in a weird way? The Delgado case is easy done, Sal. And with your case log, you need an easy close. Just take the win. No, Kerr's been playing Death's Door. Kerr's been playing his first playthrough of Death's Door. Kerr does develop stuff, but not Death's Door. What? You shot me in the air while I was jumping to the escape point? That's very rude. And also, Kerr, to answer your question, I watched yesterday's VOD. Unless you played more last night. I don't remember. I haven't watched today's stuff, though. So, I left off yesterday... I'm trying to think where yesterday's stream ended. Oh my gosh, my brain. Yeah, I know you played a bit today. I think Torny watched some of today's. I believe today's ended at, you said,
dude got squished by
Dude
Frog
got
Guy.
squished, yeah. So I know where you are in it. But no, I got home and, I was watching some streams that were live when I first got home while I was eating dinner, and then decided I wanted to play this some more. Death's Door. How are you liking Death's Door so far, by the way, Kerr? Again, like, spoiler minimum, because I don't like to talk about spoilers of a game that's, like, not the game being played. Well, hello, Kuro. Thank you for the follow. I hope you're doing well today, Kuro. It's Katie. What? I just got the call. They found her in her cell. The note just said she didn't want to be a burden. Oh no, that's grim. This is Jackson. The recording you have of me is real, but it's not the whole story. Selena and I were having an affair. When I told her not to say anything, I was trying to protect her. Oh my god. From who or from whom? It would be from who, right? It would be who in this case? From whom are you? Or maybe it would be whom. From whom are you being protected? Who might be correct here? It's one of those things where I cannot remember what the rule is, but we'll say whom. Intex. They blackmailed me to steal a large sum of money from Rook. I used their plan to take it, but I didn't give it to Intex. I was going to use it to blow the country with Selena. I was warning her to keep that to herself, because I knew if Intex found out, they'd have her killed. If I'd known they were tapping my phone, the irony is not lost. I knocked some things over with my chip hand. Does chip hand mean you're eating chips and you went for some chips and you just knocked a bunch of stuff over? Because that's what, like, my chip hand would be. Like, you know, you're eating chips, you don't want to touch anything else with that hand because it's got chip fingers. Because one day I'll get, what's that thing Colette's had before? Like, snack hands or whatever? One day I'll get something to not have chip fingers. But until that day, I get chip fingers.
Chopsticks.
Colette doesn't use chopsticks. Colette uses a thing called like snack hands. It's like they're like little hands on like a tong thing.
Oh,
So it's very convenient.
small tongs.
They're okay, but they're not just called small tongs.
They are basically tongs.
They have little hands and fingies.
Well, look on Amazon or something.
Yes.
Set up a throne or whatever the hell.
Someone come feed me so I can type and play TFT in peace. True. Battery, have you considered like putting a little stand about face level in front of you, like chin level, and then putting a plate there and putting a bunch of the chips on the plate, and then you can do the tongue to mouth maneuver where you like kind of gecko that chip, like you just kind of like grab it with your tongue so you can bring it back to your mouth. I mean, this seems like the ultimate move. So fun so far. Having chat around makes the backtracking not too... Yeah, that is one of the nice things about like playing the Metroidvanias and stuff with people is like I mean, so that's part of why I started streaming on Twitch, because like I've always like streamed games on Discord, and like Minish and I would stream games together. So it's nice to kind of like have someone you're chatting about stuff while you're doing backtracking. So that like yeah, I think the whole experience doing it on Twitch is fun. Yeah, if anybody tells me that they've never eaten food like a lizard before, you've never eaten a chip using the like gecko tongue technique, I don't believe you. Maybe you don't remember doing it, but there's no way you haven't done it. She brought me a burrito drink. So one of my friends, I used to play League of Legends, and one of my best friends, who was my roommate at the time, we used to play like ranked League of Legends together a bunch, and we'd get like we'd play it for like hours and hours at a time, and he would get very like salty about stuff eventually, like if we're losing a bunch of games in a row or something, then he just get real grumpy. And I don't remember the exact thing, but he was just being a huge jerk about stuff, like just being a big grump. Like I think everyone's seen someone who's like fine, but they're just being very grumpy about stuff, and he was just like blaming everything and just kind of like throwing a like having not a meltdown, but like just
a little hissy fit.
Yeah, like kind of a little hiss fit thing. And I was like, you need to cool down. And he was like, fuck you, you need to cool down, or something like that. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave. So then I left our apartment for a bit so I could cool down. And I was like, I'm gonna go get some burritos. I went and got some burritos. And I was like, you know what, I'll get him a burrito. Probably cool down. He'll like a burrito. And so I bought us both burritos from like a taco truck or something. And then I took a Sharpie and I opened his burrito up and I wrote in it, next time don't be a bitch about a video game. And then wrapped it back up. When I got home, I put the burrito on his desk and he was like in the other room. And he came back and he found the burrito and just opened it up and just started cracking up to the point of like almost crying. But we call this to this day the don't be a bitch burrito. It's a very important time in your life where you realize you don't need to be upset over video games and instead just eat a burrito, because burritos are great. I don't really know what the point of the story was other than you mentioned getting a burrito and it reminded me of it. Alright, let's see here. Also, hello, Whimsy. I didn't say hi to you. I don't know why. I just kind of like... When I say hi to Battery, you're both together usually. So I didn't like say hello to you. But hello. I hope you're having a good evening. Alright. Let's see here. It's a League of Legends problem. It's true. I no longer play League of Legends, in part because of stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but like, I feel like it's too easy to get sucked into League of Legends and not do anything else. Like even when I play games that are really long to play, like La Mulana's been really long to play, I know that eventually I have an endpoint. Whereas like League of Legends, you never have an endpoint, and you just keep sucking time into it. And for me, at least, it's difficult to like play a couple of games and then do other stuff. Like I just play only that. So I just decided to cut that out. Like my computer at the time actually like died. The graphics card in it melted. It was defective, but I didn't realize it until later. And so I didn't have like a very good computer for like 2 years. So I couldn't play League of Legends for those 2 years. And then by the time I got a good computer again, I did not want to like try getting into it again. Just the whole thing. Let's see. Why didn't Intex kill you too? They needed me to steal the money from Rook. We sometimes channel money through my firm to dodge tax. So for a day or two, the money would be in my name. If I died before transferring it to Intex, the money would go straight back to Rook when she inherited my company. Why did you even tell Selena? She was a smart girl. She wasn't going to run off with me without knowing where the money came from. I knew she wouldn't be wild about stealing from Rook, but we didn't have much choice. Giving in to Intex would be worse, and doing nothing meant Intex would go public with the affair. Cut to the chase. I don't know how Rook got hold of that recording, but I know why she edited it, and I know why she gave it to you. She knows about me and Selena, and she knows about the money. If I get arrested now, it defaults back to her. She's trying to frame me. So what do you want? The full recording, public, online. It proves the one Rook leaked was doctored, and it proves I didn't kill Selena. The terminal that recorded it logged the location of both phones at the time. I was out of town minutes before she died. That terminal is in Texas Ops Center on Harvey Street. You can get in, you can upload the full recording from there. I'll post it as an official job, so I can pay you securely. Conway, it's Rook. Ignore Jackson. You don't even know what he said. Did he say, the recording you have of me is real, but not the whole story? Maybe. Intex are still bugging his phone, and I've taken over their network. I know who killed Selena. I know exactly where he is now, and I know what will happen if the recording gets out. The killer will vanish forever. The only reason he hasn't disappeared already is that he knows Jackson's going down for it. As soon as the cops start looking for someone else, he's gone. Can't we just get the real killer and then leak the recording? You could if you knew where he was. I could if I wanted that recording leaked. But if Jackson gets out, I lose everything. The money he took broke our agreement, but it wasn't illegal. I can't get it back unless he's convicted. Who is it? I'm withholding that until you can secure Jackson's conviction. So you want to let an innocent man go down to catch a guilty one. Not the word I would use. Jackson's framed Katie Collins for Selena's murder, which led directly to her death. The fact that he also cheated on me and stole most of my capital just makes me less conflicted about destroying him. Point. So you want me to get Jackson convicted. How? The terminal at Intex that Jackson wants you to upload the recording from. I need you to get to it, wipe it instead. Jackson goes down for Selena's murder, I get my company back, and you can do whatever you like to the man who killed your client. It's an easy call. Both of these... Do we go with Jackson or Rook? Problem is I hate both of these people. Like, Jackson's pretty sleazy. Rook's pretty sleazy. Like, Rook definitely was hiding and obscuring things from the very beginning. Jackson's just an overall scummy person. Rook strikes me as the person who has that, is very evil though. Like, very manipulative kind of evil. Whereas Jackson strikes me as just kind of an idiot. Like, he's a scummy person, but, like, is mostly an idiot. Like, Rook seems like the one who's way more, I'm manipulating events to be the way that I want them. So... do we take sides with... which one? Like, Rook strikes me as the kind of person who will trick me and actually just get me also framed for stuff. But Jackson also strikes me as the kind of person who's just trying to get away from everything and could also just try and frame us to get away. I think we'll side with Rook. Alright, let's see here. Do we got any laptops? That's not a laptop. There's a laptop. Okay. There's not like an opening from the outside that's like currently open. That's a motion sensor, but that's not helpful for us. Okay, well, I guess... so we need this door to open, which is connected to this camera. Well, I mean, we can connect it to that camera. We technically could, like, fire our gun, but then we have a timer of 15 seconds, so that wouldn't be a good idea. Actually, I think we have to drop down here, right? Alright. It's been punched. Ah, excellent. Been nice and zapped. Gotta zap that guard a little bit. Alright, so now we can run across here to this door. This isn't open. That guard can see us if we go over there. That's a problem. Alright, so now we have green wiring. Perfect. Let's go ahead and open these doors. What else do we want to open? We probably want to shut down these lights. Let's see. We can move the elevator, but I don't see what moving the elevator does. There we go. We've tasered that guard. They're nice and tasered. Let's see. So, now we just have this whole area. So the laptop that we want is right here. The main objective is right here. Where is the ability to... Oh, the ability to control blue is right here. I guess we just break in there. Alright, so now we have access to blue. So we don't want blue to open this. We want blue to open... Actually, want to close that, and then open that. And open this, and open this. So good. Wait, how do we get access to... Oh, there it is right there. Okay. From Fritz Kessler to Melanie Rook. Subject, fucked. Congratulations, you fucked me on the prototype thing. Guess what? I'm fucking you back. The money you put into your husband's company, you're never getting back. I have him by the balls. Any last words before I finish ruining your life and company? Signed, FG. No, I didn't want to go down again. Nice subject. It's pretty good. This is the same guy who earlier, I believe that's the same guy who, earlier in the game, when he found out that we were double crossing, we were freelancing work for literally both competing companies, like gun companies. And he was one of the people hiring us, and when he found out that we were working for both companies, he basically, like, wrote us a message. It was about the same thing to us. Like, it was just like a get fucked kind of thing. Alright, we got an A+ for that, even though we didn't really have great stats, but, you know, that's okay. Is it done? It's done. Fantastic. God, it's been a shitty few days. Thank you for ending it. You can thank me by telling me who killed Selena Delgado. Selena was killed by an agent codenamed Hightower on Gessler's orders. Gessler was blackmailing Jackson to steal from me, but Jackson was planning to run off with Selena and the money. Gessler would have killed them both, but the money was still in Jackson's name, so he took away Jackson's reason to run. I have enough evidence to put Gessler away, but he knows that now. If you don't get him in Hightower tonight, they'll both be gone by the morning. I still have access to Intex Comms network. I have called Hightower at Intex HQ, told him Gessler wants to meet. I strongly recommend you bring a gun, even if you don't intend to fire it. Thanks, it's been weird. Good luck, Richard. End call. Gessler. Come and fucking get me. Let us go to the shop. We now have enough money to buy gate crashers, kick down doors. Boom. Nice. Let's go ahead and put that upgrade point there. Nice. Alright, let's take what I think might be the last mission. With the gate crashers, you can kick down any conventional door by running into it. Okay, so I suspect that's him? For real, it is very appropriate. Ha ha ha! You don't see me! Is that them? I was trying to bait out a bullet. That didn't hit me. Preferably a bullet that doesn't hit me. Okay. That's not working. I think we have to just run through this first door. I guess we could break into a different door. But why do that when I could run through that door? Haha! Boom. Get doored. Alright, what can we rewire? We can cause these two doors to open. We can cause them to not have lights, which isn't a huge deal, but yeah, why not? This is a trapdoor. Sure, we can have a trapdoor. It can cause you to not have light. That's always good. I feel like this sensor should hear that door closing, and that should make it open the door again. Goodbye, that guard. Wow, this guard does not care about that light being off. Oh, they care about the light being turned back on, though. Okay. Okay, now those two guards are just trapped in here. Oh, I need to go through this. That doesn't work. Okay. Alright, little bit of murder. Boom. Did I just... Oh, that opened from that window breaking, didn't it? Fascinating. Oh, that's a fancy one. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to get through there. Where do I get blue power? You have blue power. So we need elevators? Does this go up farther? It does. It goes to here. Nice. Well, we can go up to this floor and just deal with this guard, and then we have elevator access. Oh. Wait, this is... hold on. Okay, now we have star power. Excellent. Star power is good. So we want green power. Right, this is the timer door, isn't it? Yeah. What if timer door links to another timer door? That doesn't do what I wanted. Hmm. What can we do to slow this down a little bit? We either need to speed up our ability to get into that area, or we need to slow down this one. Okay, what if this turns off this light, which turns off this light, which turns off this light, which opens that door, which opens this door. Oh, you know what? Elevator is tied to this. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's undo all this. So we can tie this to that. So, okay. When this opens up, we have it go to the top floor. And then we'll summon it down. Down. And that will open that. There we go. Alright, so now we can just have this activate that. That's easy peasy, but now we have green power. The power of green. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I don't really know how green power helps us progress. But we have green power now. I need this one. I think we're going to unlink things from this. We're gonna... Oh, was that a vault door? That's a vault door. Heck. Well, I had this beautiful plan where I was about to go kick that door into that guy's face, but I can't do that. So we need this one, which is on a floor with a bajillion guards. Oh, I meant to shut that door, because that's okay though. That's fine. I just wanted to kick the door on the guy's face again. The kicking the door on the face is definitely my favorite maneuver. Alright. They've been punched. So now we can go up here. So they're not really complex. I would say they're usually not complex because they're very linear puzzles. I just think it looks like a lot on the screen because there's like always a lot of visual information going on. But like it's very much just get to point B and however you have to get there. Like, you know, we want to go up here, so we need to go through this door, which is right here. So to get to this door, we have to open up this blue, I have to look at it in this mode, which also doesn't really help, but, so this little blue diamond is the top of a door. So to get through that door, we have to be able to control blue diamond stuff, which is from this node right here. So I was getting the other nodes, but in all honesty, I don't actually think I needed... This door started open in this level, so I think I actually could have just skipped all of this beginning stuff and come straight up here. But, you know, where's the fun in that? Is there a laptop? Oh, there is a laptop. That's part of what's going on. So all of this area that has a lot of random stuff going on is so that I can get to this laptop, because laptops have, the bonus lore information on them. But basically each system just interacts. So like every shape color, you know, like yellow star, those things only interact with their own things. And then it's just a lot of inputs and outputs. And then a little bit of timing based on stuff. I feel like it does, like you said, because you missed the beginning, it maybe looks complex, and because there's a lot of visual information. But the actual gameplay is very simplistic. Like the little mini puzzle I was trying to solve there is these vault doors. So these white doors that are double-sided, that in this mode are like a thick white line. These doors, they only stay open for 3 seconds at a time. So there was a lot of just trying to find a way to make sure I could get through the door. And then you have things like this little, like a oval-y thing is a sound detector. So sound detectors get, triggered by sounds in the area, and then they give an input to something. So, right at this current moment, I'm trying to figure out how I want to deal with these 3 guards. I think that ideally in this game, you're supposed to beat every level, like, without ever being seen, which would add difficulty, but, like, with these guards, I think I'm just gonna punch them all. Oh! Okay, well, I need to punch them all without letting the next guard get me. Oh! That could be a problem. That might prove to be a problem. There we go. We did some punching. Yeah, definitely. Like, I think this game's really cheap right now. Assuming the sale hasn't ended, it's like $2 right now. It's like really, really cheap. It's on like a really good sale. Like, it's not an expensive game anyway, but it happens to be even cheaper right now. And I think it's been a fun little, like, puzzle stealth game. It's certainly not like the most mentally, like, I like to play a lot of puzzle games that are much more complex, and this is definitely not complex, but it's been a fun game to play. It's probably a little more complex if you're trying to, like, do every level both as fast as you can, like the speedrun version, and if you're trying to do, like, the not be seen at all version, where you don't get to just punch these 3 guards. Okay, I need to get there. Alright, let's see. So, I want to get... okay. I want this guard out of there. I think what we're going to do is link that sound thing to this. And then we will just send... Okay, this sound thing can send a signal to this elevator. Alright, I wish I had another green thing I could use to activate this. I have to go all the way down there, don't I? Yeah, that's okay. Alright, so now this guard is there. We are going to have them fall. Oh my gosh, we got murdered by the door. Goodness gracious. Alright. Now we've got triangle power. And I think I just locked myself in, didn't I? I fell for a terrible trap. Because I don't think I have a way of causing this door to open again. Oh no. Oh my hubris. From Fritz to encrypted. Subject Collins. What the heck happened with Collins? That wasn't us, right? I don't think she even had anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for simplifying, but unless I was drunker than I remember last night, I'm pretty sure I didn't order this. Could it actually be a legit suicide? Do those ever happen? We fake so many, I think I forgot it was a real thing. Oh, this is a window. I'm not stuck. Okay. Excellent. Ah. I did not want to do that. Oh, no. I've been trying to think of what game I want to play after this one. Because I don't know if I want to start Rain World right away. I probably want to wait at least a week or so to start Rain World. So if that's going to be the case, then... Like, I'm thinking that the end of this level will be like the end of the main game for this. Because it seems very like the climax of this game. So I don't know what I'll play tomorrow, because tomorrow is my day off, so I'll probably play something mostly tomorrow. I might do some Played Up tomorrow, but I don't know if that'll be what I do like all the day. I might do that for a couple of hours, either in the evening or earlier in the day. Okay. So you go to there. That opens you. Anything else I can do to slow this down? I don't think so. Alright. Well, we're going to the top floor. Jesus Christ.
We're getting...
Well, we did punch him. Is the other guy still up here? I'm very confused. What am I... Kill or incapacitate? Excellent. We got a Chivo for punching him. There's probably a Chivo for killing him, but like... I like how it still says that he's there. He's definitely not there anymore. I mean, I guess we've done the objective. There's no other laptops that I see. That was the only laptop. Alright. Pay $0. Heck. Boom. GG. We got the complete the game Chivo. "26 dead, 34 injured, 20 jobs." Oh wow, we can compose a new blog post. Let's see, what do we want?
I've had better weeks.
I've had better weeks. They don't let me name names on this blog, but the person behind the hit I was investigating is probably being picked up by the East Police Point right now. I didn't really mean to kill him, in all honesty. Oh well.
No, you didn't kill him, did you?
No,
Oh,
so the
yeah.
person that was the assassin, I did kill, I think. I didn't want to kill them. But I was kind of hoping that they would like punch me to death and I could do the restart thing, and then it's just like doing the punching over and over again. So I think maybe I was supposed to like have my gun drawn when I got up there. I'm not sure. Killing him wasn't worth the stain on my relatively new coat. The trigger man's going down. Thought that would feel good. It did. I don't know. I guess I picked the least shitty of two incredibly shitty sides. That's exactly how I feel. Maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe all that matters is that I now have the ability to kick down doors. Either way, I think I need 10 cc's of ketamine and a Colombo marathon. I think I need a drink. We'll go the noir kind of. Publish. Oh, that's very funny. So it publishes to like their website that obviously, like, as you can see in the URL, it like creates the link for each of the properties that match. That's cute. Does it close the game? Oh my god, it closed the game. That jerk. I hate it when games close the game. That's okay though. We'll just go here, because I don't think I'm going to play more of it, certainly today. That was a fun game. That's an interesting game. Yeah, I do like that it kind of like, kind of gives you this little like post-game summary that's online, that is shareable, and like I could bookmark that and, you know, see it later. Like that's a very cute way to do that. I actually like that quite a bit. I like that significantly more than just having something in the game. Like, having it just exist, you know, even if it's generated in, like, a passcode system thing, like, that's still fine. Like, I enjoy that. I'll have to remember that kind of idea for, like, it's a game idea. I enjoy that a lot. I'm curious, so that stats page, though, it definitely implies that there's a lot of different ways you can end the game. So, uh, yeah, it's like a result, like certain key decisions were done certain ways, like. Very interesting. I'm wondering how much of that game you can beat without getting certain upgrades too. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I'll have to decide if I want to play through it again, do like another playthrough. If I do do another playthrough of the game, I don't know if I'll stream it because I might try and like idly play through it as I'm like watching something. Um, just because a lot of those puzzles are just kind of like piece them together, and I don't think that game necessarily is the most exciting game to stream because it's so much of just staring at the screen and not doing things. I don't know. Like, I like to watch people play The Witness, and a lot of Witness has a lot of like tile puzzle. There's a lot of staring at it usually, but who knows? Um. Anyway, let's see. Who is still up doing things? Oh, we do have. So Colette is still playing Hollow Knight Rando, and Bjorto is playing Deus Ex still. I thought Bjorto. Hold on, is Bjorto still playing? Yes. Okay. I say I thought that Bjorto did credits, but I guess I don't know. It's been a challenge that's been going on, so there's more of that. I enjoy raiding over to Bjorto on Bjorto days, so we will go over there. So thank you again for everyone who's hanging out tonight. Fruno, thank you for the raid earlier. I hope everyone has a good evening. And yeah, probably be streaming something tomorrow. Again, I'm not sure what yet. I might look through my game library and see if there's anything like that looks interesting. I feel like there's a few other kind of puzzle games that maybe I want to play. I'm certainly in the mood to play more puzzle games. Like that's been fun. If you want to use a raid message, we do have this potential one. I still have to figure out if I like this one or not. It's a fun raid message if multiple people use it. It doesn't make a lot of sense if they don't, because it doesn't. The one of mush sounds weird on its own. We shall see. Anyway, have a good evening, everyone. Take care.